Hello, my artsy and crafty friends. This is 𝗣𝗽𝗶𝗃𝗃. I'm here today with an unboxing of the Alpine Rose fountain pen by Ellington Pens. I am going to unbox her, show you all the components. I am then going to ink the pen and give it a test run. So here we go, unboxing the Alpine Rose with rose gold accents. Ellington Pens keeps their prices down by using inexpensive packaging. So it doesn't come in a gorgeous box like, some other companies, and it's not all flashy, but the box itself is really sturdy. There is padding in the lid here. You can see as I squish it. And the box itself is really sturdy, so it will protect your pen. And we open to reveal. There she is, the Alpine Rose with rose gold trim. Isn't she gorgeous? And another thing I like about Ellington Pens, in addition to keeping their prices low, they give you more than one ink cartridge, and they tend to mix in both blue and black. Yes, here we have in this box 1 blue and 2 black ink cartridges. This is just in case you don't have any bottled ink. This might be your first fountain pen. Ellington Pens do make for a very excellent entry fountain pen for those of you who have never used one, because they're not weighted. Some fountain pens are really heavy depending on their construction and the materials used, while others feel like nothing in your hand. Ellington Pens have a really nice weight to them. And I have medium-sized hands, if I can get it out of here. And it doesn't impact me at all. There is their logo, a very fancy calligraphic E for Ellington. Ellington Pens is a company in England. The pens are constructed in England. Their components are made in China. And there she is. I mean, wow. I do not have any solid white pens in my entire collection. I have over 70 fountain pens. This is my first. And I just love the rose gold. It says Ellington along the band here. The clip is plain. And there is going to be another logo on the nib, which will also be set in rose gold. I forget these things, when you open them, you just pull them. And there is the E for Ellington. Full disclosure, I did receive this in exchange for my honest opinion. And to be upfront, I do like Ellington pens. I would not associate myself with any company or any products whom I did not enjoy using myself. So I am going to purposefully use Field of Blue Bonnets by Dominant Industry. This is a collab with the Little Craft Place, which is a wonderful stationery store 20 minutes from my front door. Extremely dangerous for me. This is a shimmer, so you do have to shake the bottle when you're going to use a shimmer ink to distribute the shimmer evenly throughout the ink. I'm using this ink in particular because it is springtime. I don't have this in any of my pens yet. This is part of my spring line here. I've got these all inked already. So I thought I would put it in the Alpine Rose here. And I'm also using this ink as a test because this ink by Dominant Industry, it tends to run rather dry. And some pens, the shimmer does not show up very well. So this will be a really good test for the Ellington pen here. And as we pop it open to look at the converter, it's just a regular plastic converter. And this is a push in. You don't have to screw it. Just push it in until you meet with resistance. Then in order to fill the pen, you just rotate the plunger on the converter till it's all the way down, and then you would then insert your nib in the bottle of ink and then rotate the converter in the opposite direction. So as you're looking down at it, you'd be rotating the plunger here clockwise. Okay? And you draw the ink up into the converter just as if it were a straw. I'm going to have to probably give this another shake because as I've been chatting away here, it's probably, yeah, it's the shimmer went back down to the bottom. And also let me grab a paper towel right quick. You never want to ink your fountain pens without having at least a couple of really good quality paper towels hanging around. Because accidents happen, and I should know. I've had my fair share of them. All right. I'm going to ink her up, and then I'm going to purposefully test the pen on a little Fields Note journal I have here on my art table because I don't really like the paper in that, and it'll be a good test for this nib to see how it handles what I consider to be inferior paper. I am a paper snob. It's Tomoe River paper for me or bust. So we'll see. Look at that. It's a pretty ink. Field of Bluebonnet's really pretty. But like I said, it runs a bit dry, so it'll be a really good test for this pen. Now, a couple of other things I do, here's a trick. If you want to get a full fill of your converter, because you notice all this up here is air. You just take it, hold it up. Be sure you've wiped off the nib so you don't have any excess nib, so that you don't have any excess ink along the perimeter of the nib here. And you just tap it against your nail a few times, and then you'll see the ink fall down. And then you just take it and slowly turn that converter, and you'll see the ink rising up to the top. And you just keep turning until you see some air bubbles come out. And that is you forcing the air out of the converter. Okay, I got a drop of ink to come out too. So it is completely pushed up now. And then look at all the room I made in there. I'm going to go back to the bottle here and continue filling it. And again, the shimmer is now resting on the base once again. So I have to give it a few good shakes. And then I will insert the pen again. Remember to turn it clockwise to fill. And this will completely fill the converter. And then you will have many hours of writing enjoyment ahead of you. Now let me wipe this off. There we go, she's good to go. Pop her back in the barrel here. And then what I do is I close the pen and I'll give it just a few little shakes. Oh, nothing dramatic. And now I'm going to get my field notes here that I use for just taking basic notes and stuff and keeping track. I have currently inked right there. And I'm just going to see if this pen will now activate easily. Usually when you insert the nib into your ink bottle, any pen will activate easily. It's when you're dealing with smaller bottles and you have to insert the converter by itself. That's when sometimes some brands of fountain pens can be slow to activate. Ellington pens. I'm talking and trying to write at the same time. And as you can see, that ink is still pretty dry. It's pretty light, but still this pen is dealing with it like a champ. There are other pens that won't even write with this ink in it. which is a shame. The Penlux and Little Craft Place collab pen, Field of Blue Bonnets, which I don't have right here, even though it is inked. That one runs so dry with its corresponding ink that you can't even use it in that pen. It's a shame. So this is Alpine Rose. I'm going to shake it. Whoa, that's good. See? Paper towel comes in handy. Not a big deal. Alpine Rose, Rose Gold Trim. It's writing really well with this ink. I am impressed. But see how it kind of like ran out on the M? That's nothing on the pen itself. That's the fault of the ink. So it just runs dry. And plus this paper is not the best either, but I'm doing this on purpose, and I'm going to get my journal and show you what this looks like on Tomoe River paper in a second. But again, see how it's just dry? But again, I'm putting this nib through its paces. It's doing really well, because usually, like I said, most pens, unless it's like a, and this is a medium nib right here that I have in this one, unless it's a broad or larger, it's just not going to do well with this ink, which is a bummer because it's such a gorgeous color. But let me get Tomoe River paper. I'll be right back. Alrighty, this is my 2026 𝗣𝗽𝗁𝗁𝗍 Techo Cousin. This is my daily and my weekly journal. Don't very much use the monthlies. And my swatch pages are in the back. Let me find a place where I can swatch out this ink. I'll just do it here. Pen tests. Let me zoom it. And here we go. I do every pen test by writing out the name of the pen and the brand and color of ink in it. Again, the ink is dry, but the pen is doing great. It's writing smoothly. And it has, and I'm just going to use abbreviations. DOM for dominant, IND for industry, LCP for Little Craft Place. It does really nice. I really like it. Very smooth. Various directions. I don't feel any variation in the nib. I say it's a keeper. This again is the Alpine Rose by Ellington Pens with rose gold trim. Beautiful white pen. I really like it. Very light in the hands. I have medium-sized hands. I have no problem using this pen at all. Medium-sized hands. I also have problems in both of my wrists. This pen doesn't bother me at all. So Lovely pen, nice weight. It also comes with 3 cartridges, so even if you don't have any inks, you can still start using them immediately. This is Zenefra Kefri. I thank you for watching, and I am wishing you a blessed day ahead.